Hi everyone, I'm Mitch. I like Star Wars. I like to make Star Wars stuff, and I like to share it with you. Welcome to the Legendary Galaxy. Today on the Legendary Galaxy, we're going to make a Yoda. I like cartoon kind of style a lot, so this one's going to be a cartoon Yoda sculpture made out of Sculpey clay. And I'm kind of basing it on a puppet, a little rubber puppet I had when I was a kid back in the 80s. I made a Silicious Crumb already in this same style. You can see them right here. And but this time I'm going to make a Yoda. So the things we're going to need to make this, we have Super Sculpey. You can just buy this at the craft store. We have this wire. This is Armature Wire. We have this metal mesh. And we're going to use acrylic paints, some fabric, and a bunch of tin foil. So let's get started. So we're starting off, I've printed off my illustration from my iPad, printed off in black and white, and I got this really cheap paper towel holder from Walmart, and I'm gonna just start covering this in foil. Just tons and tons of foil. And I'm going to get my armature wire and start kind of making the shape of Yoda on the top of the head. And this paper towel holder just happened to be the size that I wanted my Yoda, so it worked out perfectly. I'm into finding unusual things to craft my projects. So here I'm just using the paper as a template to make the ears. So I have that all done up. And then I'm kind of making a 3D spear out of the armature wire, and then I continue to fill it out with the foil. And it was a little thin on the wire, so I reinforced it a little bit by wrapping it around more and continuing to fill it out. And I'm all done. I put the mesh on the ears to give me a little bit more stability. And now I just start putting the Sculpey clay on top, just wrapping it around in a really raw form. The Sculpey kind of comes off in these little sheets, and so I'm just putting those sheets on and kind of pressing it down, making the sculpture. And then I put it on the ears, kind of starting to give it shape. And then I'll put some more Sculpey on the ears, kind of give it dimension. So I have Sculpey on both sides of the mesh. And then so I've just started to, then I just smoothed it out. And I'm gonna start building the shapes on top of it. As you can see, I missed a lot of that shaping. I've lost that video, but you can see I just kind of start shaping, adding eyes on, and then I'm just using sculpting tools. You can get them, clay sculpting tools, at almost any craft shop or on Amazon. And I'm just kind of continuing to form the shapes, smoothing it out, and forming the Yoda. And this is where we are now. You can see I don't have the hands on yet, but right here I've added the hands. Kind of just sits there, and sculpture's all done. Now I'm going to bake him. Follow the directions on the Sculpey. It's like 15 minutes for each 1/4 inch. So I got it out of the oven, and you can see it's all ready. It's all hard. It's really hard, and but it barely fit in the oven. It was really close to the base of the floor of the oven, and you can see it kind of got dark, but I'm not worried about that. I'm either gonna put it on a base or or paint it, so I'm not too worried about that, or maybe even felt, I'm not sure. But the cool thing about the Sculpey clay is that you can sand it and make it even smoother. So now I'm just gonna sand it a little to kind of get a little smoother on the edges. I'm just gonna sand the whole thing, especially parts that have little jagged edges, just to make it better. Now that I've sanded it, I've wiped it down, and I'm just gonna start painting. Just with the acrylic paint is all I am using, and just going for it. I'm gonna start off with the bright green, kind of to give it that cartoon look that I really enjoy. And with this, you might even have to do 2 coats. You can see that sometimes the Sculpey doesn't quite fill in, but just continue to paint it. Then I'm just going in fine details. I put a little black paint in the mouth so you can see it a lot. And now I'm putting lots of different colors of brown to just give it a more wood-like texture on the cane. Then I paint the tan color for his robe. Once that's done, I come back with this bristly brush that I've cut up to do some weathering. I'm doing a crosshatch pattern, making it look a little dirtier, a little more worn. And then I kind of give him some age spots, kind of just doing some distressing, a little bit of painting in the ears. I decided to do some feld on the bottom to finish it off. And I'm just using a silver marker to draw right on the black to give me my template. You can see then I'm just hot gluing the felt right onto the bottom of the Yoda. And here he is, all done, ready for display in my room. So I love making things, Star Wars things. If you like that, come back and join me at the Legendary Galaxy.